and hello 2026! Rather appropriately, my first video for this new year is the EGL Fashion YouTubers group collaboration on the theme of New Year's. Now that's a very broad topic. We could take it to do a wardrobe post, which is a Lolita tradition for the month of January. Could be a retrospective, but I'm using it to do one of those very cliche New Year's things and set some Lolita goals. I've been in Lolita for going on 14 years now. In that time, my style has changed. And in some ways not changed at all. My size has changed. And now it's time for my wardrobe to change as well. So when this collab popped up, I thought this is a fantastic opportunity to actually sit, think, and make some goals. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for the prompt of this, collab playlist, I might not have done this, and I'm really happy that I have, because I really have a clear idea of what I want to do with my Lolita wardrobe and my Lolita lifestyle in this new year. In 2025, my personal life changed pretty dramatically, and there are going to be more changes coming in this year, 2026. My Lolita wardrobe has also changed. As you may know, down here in Tasmania, I initially had a small capsule wardrobe that's grown a little bit, and I had two opportunities in 2025 to get a few pieces out of storage in New South Wales and bring them back with me, which is why I'm wearing my pretty camellia cap dress, which I love. Anyway, I will also, in 2026, I have the full intention of bringing everything else out of storage and down here, which means that for the first time in approximately 3, maybe 4 years, I will have my entire Lolita wardrobe together. And to be honest, that's gonna be a lot. I haven't done a proper wardrobe post since 2021, and yes, things have changed since then, but back then I had 29 main pieces, over 20 tops and blouses, over 20 pieces of outerwear, 14 pairs of shoes, and all the other stuff that goes into a Lolita wardrobe. Like, it's not as big as some people's, but it's definitely not small. So having all of that with me is going to be a little overwhelming, to be honest. But I am looking forward to having everything with me, because this year I have 5 goals with my Lolita wardrobe and my Lolita lifestyle. It's going to be a lot of change, but I'm really looking forward to it. So, you may ask, what are those goals? Well, number 1, purge and purge hard. Once I have everything all together, and even before that with just the pieces that I've got now, I intend to cull my Lolita collection down to things that are comfortable, that fit me well, and that I genuinely love and am excited by. As I mentioned, I have been a lot of different sizes in my Lolita journey, from an Australian size 10 to now being an Australian size 20. In 2026, I have already started work on lifestyle goals aimed at making sustainable changes to my overall health and well-being, which should result in me dropping a bit of weight. However, even when I was slimmer, not everything fit me well. And so while when I go through my wardrobe, I will definitely be keeping things that I do not fit currently, because I may fit them in the future, I'm going to be paying very close attention to things such as shoulder width, bodice length, overall skirt length, things like that, because yeah, I could lose a bunch of weight and my shoulders, they might lose a centimetre or two, but my frame is my frame, and losing weight is not going to help with certain things. It's not going to make me shorter, it's not going to make my rib cage smaller, and trust me, even when I've been skinny, I've got a big ass rib cage, it's a family thing. So when I cull, that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. I foresee this mostly affecting things like blouses and outerwear, maybe socks because of height. My main pieces, broadly speaking, have fit me well at the times when they've fit me. Shoes are also another thing that I think I'm going to get rid of a lot, because I love me a high heel. Do I ever wear a high heel? No. Do I ever wear shoes that are uncomfortable regardless of how pretty they are? No. I really want to focus on just having a collection where I can put together a coordinate and know that I will enjoy wearing it. Of course, there are probably going to be a few things that are not entirely comfortable but too cool to get rid of, and I don't see a problem with keeping some of them, but I don't want to keep many of them. I don't want to waste the physical space or the mental energy, like when I'm going, ooh, what am I going to wear? Oh, I've got these multiple pairs of pink shoes, but knowing that only one of them's actually comfortable. I don't want that. I want it to be easy. I want it to be comfortable. I want my wardrobe to work for me. I imagine that when I do the cull, most things that leave my wardrobe are going to be leaving for reasons of fit. Possibly secondarily reasons of like fabric type, like there's certain fabrics I just don't like against my skin, that sort of thing. But I am also planning on focusing on the question of, do I love this? And do I love this on me? So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what I end up getting rid of, what I end up keeping, and where that leaves me. Realistically, I think it's going to leave me with a very scrappy and very incoherent collection, which leads me to my second goal. Analyze the gaps and plan. So once my whole purge is done, I'm going to sit down, probably literally sit down with a pen and paper and see what I've got left and what gaps I can see that need filling to make the whole wardrobe more cohesive and easier to wear. Like, it's definitely not going to be anywhere near like a capsule wardrobe. My tastes are too varied for it to be a truly cohesive collection. But I do want to make sure that I do have multiple options for wearing each main piece and that I don't have too much overlap, because I don't want to spend a heap of money or effort or time in getting, you know, 5 different brown boleros, which honestly I think is actually something I currently have. Some of them will probably be going. But you know what I mean? I just want to make my wardrobe make sense. Honestly though, I don't know how specifically I'm going to approach this, so if any of you have ever done this kind of large-scale purge and rebuild of a wardrobe, please let me know how you approached it, because mostly I think I'm probably going to sit and like do some like analysis of like colours and then see if I've got enough like blouses and cutsos and stuff and outerwear to go with things, and then I guess build a wish list, which will be a sort of general wish list, not a sort of specific, oh I want this blouse, but it'll just be like I want a, you know, pink short sleeved blouse or something. See, I really don't know what I'm going to be doing at that point, but that's okay. I think the discovery is going to be most of the fun in this regard. I'll probably also do a bit of an analysis of what is left and see if I can pick up any like patterns in what I like do I tend to wear square-necked things? Do I tend to like this type of collar or this type of sleeve? Because until I've actually done the cull, I don't know. My wardrobe's been built up mostly around what's been available, not necessarily what I want or what I like. So it's going to be really cool to figure that out and then start rebuilding. And speaking of rebuilding, that brings me to goal number 3, more DIY. When I'm rebuilding my Lolita wardrobe, I really want to focus on having more me-made pieces in there. I have quite a few already, and I really find there's something super special about wearing something that you've made. I won't say that I'm the best seamstress, in fact I'm probably nowhere even near the best level of the spectrum, but if I make it myself, I can know that it's machine washable, that it fits, that it's comfortable, and that I can trust in its construction. Like, it won't necessarily be pretty construction-wise, I'll make sure it's pretty aesthetically, but it'll be sturdy, it'll be solid, it'll last, you know? And that is something I do like in fashion in general. I will also be completely honest. Sewing, like with many of my hobbies, I have a lot of things that I start and then don't finish. So this is also tying in with a bit of sort of general self-improvement, is that I have a lot of stuff that I've started and I want to finish it. I just want it done. And using this whole wardrobe rebuilding is a great sort of kick in the pants for me to do that. I actually have a spreadsheet of my current DIY and sewing and craft projects, and I had a check when I was planning this video. 17. I have 17 Lolita projects on that list. That is 17 things that I have either started sewing or at the very least have the materials for. That's a lot. And that's just the stuff since I moved to Tasmania. That's basically like one project a month that I've started and have not finished. So I really want to get those things finished. To be honest, most of these items are not going to probably fill those gaps that I find in goal 2 of the analysis. They're mostly fun projects. Most of my materials have been bought from op shops, or I've found or been given. So it's really projects of opportunity, not so much strictly planned out projects. And I do rather intend to keep it that way because I know myself well enough that if I go, oh, my wardrobe needs, again, let's use the example of a pink blouse, let's make a pink blouse, you know, sew it yourself, don't buy one, I'm gonna get stubborn about it, I'm gonna dig in my heels, I'm not going to do it. But I do still really enjoy DIY. I love wearing my own stuff, and I think it's just a really fun way to build my wardrobe, and it's something I do want to put more time and effort into, just not in a way that makes me feel forced and stubborn about it, if you know what I mean. For the items that I am not going to sew myself, there is goal 4, buy quality. As I'm rebuilding my wardrobe, I really want to focus on being super mindful about what I buy. None of the whole, oh, it should fit, none of the whole, oh, it's cute, none of the whole, oh, you know, why not, it's cheap. No. I want to just buy the things that I need in a way where I am as certain as I can be when purchasing online that it will fit, that it will be comfortable, that it will last, and that it's something that I will wear. And I am completely aware of the fact that that probably means I'm going to be ruling out a lot of mainstream Japanese brands. I am taller than the average Japanese woman by a significant amount. I am fat, and even when I do lose some weight, I've still got a fairly broad frame. I've got a big rib cage, big shoulders, massive ass hips, doesn't matter too much for Lolita, but still, I am not the target customer that most mainstream Japanese brands cater for. Thank goodness for Meta, like, thank goodness for Meta. But I'm okay with that. I don't think brand is the be-all and end-all of Lolita. I never have. It took me 4 years to actually even buy my first brand pieces, and I consider myself a Lolita right from the start. A newbie Lolita who made a lot of fashion, interesting fashion choices, let's say, but still. And so, yeah, I'll probably be buying a lot more Western indie brands. I will probably be making more stuff, though again, not going to be forcing it. So, I don't know what my wardrobe's going to look like, but I do know that it is going to be good quality, and it's going to be stuff that I love and that I love to wear. Which brings me to my final goal of 2026. Have more fun. Really, all these goals lead up to this last goal, the ultimate goal, which is I want to have as much fun with Lolita fashion as possible. And yeah, this does start with the whole wardrobe cull and rebuild, because being able to go up to my wardrobe and know that whatever pieces I pull out are going to fit, are going to be comfortable, are going to be things that I like, that'll make getting dressed so much easier. There won't be any kind of, oh, it's a bit too tight, should I not? No, I know if I've pulled it out, it's good to go. I know myself well enough as well that once I am wearing Lolita more, everything else is going to follow. I'll be more motivated to blog, I'll be more motivated to do videos for YouTube, I'll be more motivated to sew. And those are all things that I enjoy, but they are hobbies that require effort. And look, honestly, a lot of the time, I'm a busy adult woman. A lot of the time when I'm engaging in a hobby, I'd love to sit down and play some video games, sit down with a book, something that doesn't require effort. But the things that require effort are the things that really are the most fulfilling and make life fun. And I know myself well enough that once I remove that initial hurdle of dressing myself effectively, of engaging in the physical aspect of this hobby, the rest will follow. Once I'm feeling comfortable and confident in my wardrobe, I might even actually reach out and start engaging with the Tasmanian community. I've been here for almost 2 years, and I haven't. In my defense, they mostly seem to be based in Hobart, which is 3.5 hours away, which, might not be interested in doing anyway, but my point remains. I know I've been stagnating in Lolita, and I know how to fix it. And these 5 goals are what's gonna do that for me. You could say that my goals for Lolita are really just basically, Roli, get your shit together. And you're not wrong. But starting last year in 2025, the year of big ass changes, I've been getting to know myself on a deeper level. And it's beyond the scope of the video. I'm not going to talk about the big stuff, things like values, identity, all of that stuff that I've been figuring out, but I have a much clearer view of who I am, what I want, and what I want my life to look like. And so as the big things are settling, I'm turning that lens to the smaller things. And Lolita, yeah, sure, it's a hobby, it's just clothes, if you wanted to look at it that way, but it's also been something that's been a huge part of my life for almost 14 years. It's something that has brought me a lot of joy and has been so much fun. And I want it to continue to be that. And for that to happen, these are my goals. These are my requirements, even beyond goals. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on getting up to in Lolita in 2026. Big thank you to the EGL fashion YouTubers for putting up this collab, because otherwise I wouldn't have thought about it. I wouldn't have put this much thought into it. I just used the word thought twice, but that's okay. I wouldn't have come to these conclusions, and I'm really glad that I have. It will be a few months before I get my stuff down from New South Wales, provided it all goes to plan, and hey, life sometimes doesn't go to plan. But I'm already using the time before that to just think about what I want to do, what's going to bring me joy, what's going to be fun. Anyway, that was a rather long and rambly video, but I hope you enjoyed watching, and until next time, bye bye!